there are English speakers that substitute th for stuff, but it's not generally with s.
Yeah.
Like some Brits are like would be like psychopath,
Yeah, that's true.
which that's a specific.
Wait, hang on.
Oh, did you
Wait
hear
a
the sound?
minute.
Oh my god!
Hang on.
Wait a moment.
I think we might be entering Beth's linguistics corner.
That's right.
No way.
Best linguistics corner. Basically, the sort of merger where, for example, some Cockney speakers merge the th sound.
And what sound is that?
That is a voiceless interdental fricative. Interdental because you make it with your tongue basically between your teeth, and voiceless because basically voicing in like phonology and phonetics is whether your voice box is doing a certain kind of periodic
Right, so it's
motion versus yeah.
Right, that second
Basically,
one's voiced,
the
right?
voiced ones, if you put your hand kind
You
of
can
on your
literally
throat,
feel
you
your
can,
throat
you can
vibrating.
feel a sort of buzzing of vibration. Yeah, or another good example, like S is unvoiced and Z is voiced. Yeah, or like it's a little harder to tell with stops because you can't hold them.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
like generally English is described as like T is voiceless and D is voiced. Although like technically it's sort of the case in English that actually phonetically T is aspirated
Yeah.
and D is unaspirated, which is kind of like voicing. But like
That's
basically,
how much H-E-ness it has.
yeah,
to me.
yeah, no, that's a good way to think of it. Yeah, the other way to think of it is you can think of it as basically devoicing that lasts past the actual end of the stop itself.
Oh,
because
interesting.
basically an H is a voiceless vowel, more or less.
Interesting.
each sound.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, basically, so a slightly interesting thing about the change from like to hopefully you can hear that.
What's
okay.
that second sound?
That's an F. So
Yeah.
basically that's a labiodental because it uses your teeth and your lips.
Yeah.
So that's a voiceless labiodental fricative, which is a pretty common sound in general.
Yeah.
TH is not a very common sound, so there's
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
That's why people who speak English as a second language have trouble with it.
yeah, it's one of
sometimes.
Basically, English there are probably the weirdest sounds in English are some of the more obscure vowels like the English R sound and the English like TH sounds are probably
Yeah.
some of the big ones that give people troubles. There's also little kids, not just
that's
not just people
true.
learning a
That's
second
true.
language. Like it's very stereotypical for little kids to kind of initially merge like W, L, and R into just kind of a W-ish sound.
Yeah, right.
They're like sawi.
Yeah. What if we did a whole podcast?
No, oh God.
Unlistenable.
Literally, I think that'd be
actually unlistenable.
Also, because my brain is rotted from the internet, I'm thinking about Please Mr. Obama.
Oh yes, the classic meme, of course.
Which is sometimes I'm probably dating myself by referencing memes that are from like 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, someone's listening is like, oh, that meme was when I was in elementary school. I'm like, oh no.
Oh God. Me when I talk to a 20-year-old.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Right, and then so you were saying you're talking about and
Yeah, so the interesting thing is basically that's what's called in linguistics a saltatory change. So that's from a Latin verb that's like saltare. That means to jump.
the jumper.
Yeah. I think it's also in some of the scientific names for like jumping spiders, for example.
Oh, I see.
They're like the salticidae or something. Oh yeah, I have a complaint about like how like families are pronounced in zoology, but I'm not going to get into it now. Basically, there are 3 different ways to pronounce this. That the last vowel written, it's written one way, but there are 3 different ways that people pronounce it in English, which drives me slightly insane. It's like E, I, and A, I think.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what?
Yeah, so basically that means that. So one theory of sound change historically in linguistics was that, like, basically sounds happen by slowly shifting in a direction, maybe because of influence from neighboring sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, let's say in German you have the sound written as ch, like a kind of sound. It's kind of like the fricative version of a k, you could say. So, like, and then when that's adjacent to a front vowel like e, it might become a little bit more front
Yeah.
from like sort of your tongue has to literally like travel in your mouth when
Yeah.
you talk,
Right.
and it might like you might sort of save a little bit of tongue movement by
Yeah.
not moving quite as far back
Right.
after
Okay, that makes
after
sense,
that.
yeah.
And so like in
Lazy tongue.
so like in German, you have like sort of two different versions of the sound written as ch depending on the
Right, that's true.
vowels
It's like
next to it.
Bach and ich.
Yeah,
or
Amy,
whatever.
Amy's been learning some German, so that's part of why I use that as an example. Yeah, so basically, the saltatory change are evidence that some sound changes aren't sort of articulatory in nature, but rather they are a perception-based
Oh,
thing.
like people were hearing the sound
Yes.
as a different sound.
Yes, people heard the
People
THs and
heard
F.
the TH and they're like, that's basically an F.
Yeah, and like generally when that happens, like that's a pretty standard type where like people kind of tend to replace uncommon sounds or difficult to make sounds, which tend to be correlated.
Yes.
Right. With more common, easier to make sounds.
Right,
And like,
which is like exactly what happened
yeah,
in this
like,
case, right?
If you look at like languages, like there's like a UCLA has like a website where you can basically look up a phoneme and it tells you how many languages it is in a database, and they've got pretty good coverage. It's got like hundreds, including it's not just major languages basically. So it gives you a decent picture worldwide, I think. So yeah, like certain sounds are in like I don't know, like 90%, 95% of
Wow.
languages. Like P, T, and K are very common in general. Like S sound and F sounds are quite common. So true. Anyway, like the vowels written as like the two-story A in IPA, that's the A with like a hook over the sort of round part. That and the vowel written as lowercase, a regular lowercase I, and the one written as a regular lowercase u are kind of corner vowels that are maximally far apart from each other in vowel space. So basically, languages usually at minimum have like 3 vowels, and it's those 3.
Yeah.
Good examples of languages that are like that are some dialects of Arabic and a lot of the Inuit languages, like spoken by indigenous people in like Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. Yeah, so. And some actually examples of Inuit words where you can kind of see this. You have igloo,
Right.
which sort of originally you can think of as being spelled with an I and a U.
Right.
Or like kayak, which had like 2
Right.
A's.
Kayak, that's a fun word. Guess what? It's the same backwards. That's fun.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the other day it'd be fun to like do a photo shoot of 2 similar looking people facing opposite directions in a kayak, so it's like a photo palindrome.
We could do it.
Sort of. I mean, yeah, we
We
are
could
twins.
literally
We could
do
do
it.
it. Yeah.
It's actually very achievable.
We are twins, so when I say people who look similar, I probably just mean me and Amy. Yeah,
We qualify.
yeah. In fact, a lot of people, if they've only met one of us, they meet the
They're
other
like,
one of
"Oh
us.
my God."
They're like, "Whoa, there's another one."
Oh my god, there's another
There's a
one.
second one.
Holy shit.
And of course, which of us they met first determines how they
oh
process
my
that.
god, it's Amy too. Oh my god, it's a second Beth.
That's right. That's right.
That's true.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, saltatory changes are pretty good evidence that it's not that the sound slowly moved in how pronounced from kind of what you could a little bit derisively call articulatory slop. I think I have heard that as a term.
The slop.
I know slop is kind of a meme
At
term
this
now.
point,
So
it's definitely derogatory nowadays.
I
I'll tell
didn't
ya.
mean it in the derogatory
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Like let's say articulatory sort of
Messiness.
yeah, or like imprecision,
Yeah,
or like effort saving. I'm trying to not say laziness because that sounds negative
Also
again.
like an insult, yes.
Generally, linguists try to be like
Not like that.
descriptivist, where you like try to objectively describe stuff,
Without passing judgment.
rather than
So,
prescriptivist, where you like prescribe how you think things should be, which is part of why linguists sometimes get in big arguments with like English majors.
It's
It's been known to
It's
happen.
been no doubt.